Hello YouTube, today another video, and today I'm going to show you how to install Homekit Infused version 5. I've already set up a new Home Assistant configuration for the sake of this tutorial, and the first things you'll have to do is click in on your profile. Then make sure that the advanced mode over here is enabled. Next thing you need to do is go to the configuration, click on People and Zones, and make sure that the user that you have has the same name as the username. If you don't have it, create a new person like so, and click on Allow the person to log in, and make sure that the username is the same. So there we go, and click on Create, and you'll see I've got that. I now got a user. I'll make it like so. I've got a user, and you'll see the username is the same as the person's name. Okay, next up is opening the secrets.yaml file, which you can find in your Home Assistant folder. Click on the secrets.yaml file and it will open up a pre-configured text file, and you will need to add the following line into it. Type in alarm code colon and then add a code. It can be whatever you want. Click save and then exit the program. Now we have set up the basics for continuing on with the next step, which is installing the Home Assistant Community Store. I'm not going to show you how to install the Home Assistant Community Store because there are different methods depending on how you have set up your own Home Assistant configuration. You can find a link below in the description to the HACS website on how to install HACS for your own Home Assistant. I've already set it up, but once you've set it up, you can click on Configuration, go to the Devices and Services, next click on Add Integration and type in HACS. So we will add it and click on all of this and then Submit, and it will ask you to log in on GitHub. If you don't have a GitHub account, you'll have to create one, but this is a necessary part and you cannot skip this. So go on and create an account if you don't have it, or log in with your existing GitHub accounts. Once you've set everything up, you will be greeted with a success message and it will load up the Home Assistant Community Store for you. There's also a new tab called HACS. You will have to wait until it's finished doing its job. It has to load stuff in. It seems it already has done so. So next up we can continue installing all of the items mentioned in the documentation. So we'll start and install all of these through HACS. So let's click on front end first, because the first one was a front end one, and then click on Explore and Download Repositories. Next, you will enter all of the custom components mentioned. Click on Download, and then you will wait, and there you go. That's the first one. Next, you need card mod, and I'll be doing this all the way with you so that you can do this yourself as well by just following this video. Next is button card. Yes, go continue. We've got state switch, which is a really cool card that you can use anywhere in Homekit Infused later on, but we will explain that in a future video. We need card tools, which is basically which makes all the custom cards work. Thank you Thomas Loven for all of this great work, and of course thanks to anyone that has created cards for Home Assistant or add-ons or modifications that really enhance the experience of Home Assistant and made Homekit Infused 5 possible, of course. So next up is the config template card, and we'll continue on. We need the fold entity row, and we are almost ready and almost done with installing all the cards. So we need text input row, text input row, and we need the last front end type is the layout card. There we go. We click on download. Lastly, there are two integrations to install, and we click on integrations up here, click on explore once again, and type in browser mod and Lovelace Gen, which is very, very important for this setup to work. So type in Lovelace Gen, and we are almost done to install HomeKit Infused. Just to be sure, we need to check if the resources have been added. We click on configuration, go to dashboards, click on resources, and check if the resources have been added. And in this case, unfortunately, they haven't been added at all, which is a shame. It should have done it automatically, but if it doesn't, it will not work, and you will need to add them manually. I would say open a new window. So we've got HACS in here. Click on front end, because we only need to add the front end resources. So click on re-download, which you can see here, and then copy the URL. Unfortunately, I can't really select it. Then go back and then add the resource manually. In this case, I will just remove the URL part and the type module part, and it will automatically see it as a JavaScript module. Click on create, and then you'll have added the resource manually. And you will have to do this for all these cards. So I'm going to fast forward a bit for you and do this quickly. There. Once you've done adding all of the resources manually, if it didn't do it automatically, of course, then you will end up with a list like this. And if it did add it automatically, it will also end up like this. So once you're done, click on restart Home Assistant here. There we go. And let's wait until it's back up. And if it all is right, it should just start up normally without any problems. There we go. Next up is installing HomeKit Infused. This is the last part, and it's really, really easy. Just go to my repository and download the latest release. I'm going to here. I've already opened up the website for you, and click on source code. You'll download it. Well, I have it already downloaded, so I'll just let's replace it anyways, and then open it, as we can see here. And then all we need to do to install HomeKit Infused now is to drop 3 of the folders, these ones, into here, like so. And that's it. You have now installed HomeKit Infused. Optionally, you can also add the www folder, which holds some images and icons and such that you can use later on in your setup if you wanted to, but this is not a necessary part, and for the sake of this tutorial I'll just leave it out because you don't need it. So we've now successfully installed HomeKit Infused. There is just one thing left to do, and that's add the following line into your configuration.yaml file. We will copy this line and then paste it in our configuration.yaml file. So this is the default configuration.yaml file, and I'll just paste it somewhere over here. It doesn't really matter where you put it, as long as it's in there. Click on save, and next you will to restart Home Assistant. And there we go. But that's it. We have now successfully installed HomeKit Infused version 5, and as you can see, it has the beautiful header in there, all the buttons, the notification panel, a little welcome message, and a predefined view. It has nothing in it yet. You will need to configure it yourself. I hope you've installed HomeKit Infused 5 successfully, and you can go on with configuring HomeKit Infused 5. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.